So what's it like living...
Television is...
No.
Television is wonderful.
So what's it like living in Jersey? Behind us we've got the Jersey seascape.
Yeah, how do you like that? Jersey's great, you know, I mean, it's my home, so I think it's great. And just like anyone's hometown, you always think that this is where this is where you belong. And it's good to be home again.
So after we saw you in, say, September, October last year in Australia, have you been home writing songs? You've been...
No, we continued the tour until February of this year. We ended up down in Mexico. From Australia, we went and did another European tour. Then from there, we went into South America. From there, we went to Mexico. So this tour ended up in February of this year. Then I went home for a couple of weeks and began this soundtrack album.
So you've been working on this soundtrack for how long?
2 months.
Yeah? So you've got all the tunes together in that time?
All done. Record's finished.
Yeah? Well, look, you might want to throw to the first song, which is actually you solo.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
Well, thanks.
Just in the quick listen I've had of it, with all the grunge at the start of it. Do you want to tell Australia what your new single's called?
Well, this is from a movie called Young Guns 2, which stars Emilio Estevez and Kiefer Sutherland and Lou Diamond Phillips. It's called Blaze of Glory. And though it is solo, it's not the solo album. Remember that this is a soundtrack, okay? So this is called Blaze of Glory. I hope you like it.
That was Blaze of Glory. Look, how did it all come together that you were doing the soundtrack for Young Guns 2?
Well, the writer of the movie and the star, Emilio, both told me that they wrote the movie by listening to Wanted Dead or Alive, and that they were going to, in fact, use Wanted Dead or Alive in the movie. And I was really flattered by the whole thing, but the lyrical content to me didn't fit. So it gave me the opportunity to write them something different that would fit their movie in this slot, you know, in this fashion. So I sat down to write Blaze of Glory and went to the movie set with it in hand. And one song led me to 4, which led to 8, which led to my committing to do an album for them. And then I wrote 2 more after seeing the movie. So there's the complete 10-song soundtrack for the movie.
It must be a great thing to be given the chance to do a Western like that. Like
yeah, it
the
was.
Good, the Bad, the Ugly sort of music. It's just always fantastic to do Western stuff. Look, it's basically your pick hit day today. You get to choose what you want to put on since you're the presenter.
Yeah, I like that. See, if I was the host on the show, like every time that the show ran, then I could just play Bon Jovi videos all day long.
We'll go for it.
At least today, I get to play all of our videos. And this was one that was banned on a lot of television stations worldwide. I think that you have the edited version, too, because it was a little too nasty for some viewers. But it's called Living in Sin. And we weren't paying attention in here. But let's see, where are we? We're out to the next clip.
Yeah. In the meantime, look, your concert dates as you went around the world, 23 countries.
Yeah.
How does that feel after finishing that? Do you never want to leave your lounge room again?
Oh, no. You know, I tell you, every year I say, this is the tour that I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to stay at home. I'm going to take a year off. And then every time I get home, I stay home for 2 or 3 weeks and start up again. So
why do you reckon that is? Do you get bored or...?
I really don't know. I just get that itch, you know. I'm just dying to get out there and go back to work again. So when this all came up, you know, I just rolled with it. Now that I'm home again for the last 2 days, I'm looking forward to enjoying the summer at home for a change. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out, but we love the tour.
Look, you've just done a solo soundtrack for Young Guns 2. Do you reckon you'd ever do solo shows?
Hard to say. I mean, if you would have sat here with me 4 months ago and said you're going to do an album by yourself for a movie, I would have bet you my eye teeth, you know what I mean? I would have bet you anything that you wanted to bet that there's no way in God's world that I would have done another record this year. So if I was to tell you I'm not going to tour, I could be lying, right? You know, I mean, I really don't plan on it. I don't want to. But one of the guys that plays a little bit on the record called me up, and he keeps whispering in my ear, why don't we go play a little? Why don't we go play a little? And I'm going, no, but I can see what my head is going like this. Going, no. So I hope I don't go tour on this record.
There's all these rumors and so this kind of thing about Bruce Springsteen kind of like turning up at little gigs like the Stone Pony in New Jersey and doing the occasional show even now when he's a superstar. Do you ever have things like that if you've got a guitar in the back of your car and you're driving around town?
Sure. I mean, see, we're in Asbury Park. This is where it all began. I mean, when I broke playing these bars. It was already the next generation. All those guys, the Jukes and Bruce and that, they were all popular. They had already had several records out. We're like the next generation of stuff, and so I still periodically will drop into these bars, but it's not the same as it used to be. You know, the town's changed quite a bit in the last 10 years. But, you know, there's a lot of history here.
It's still throwing up some bands, like, for instance, Skid Row's come from Jersey as well.
Yeah.
What do you think of bands like Skid Row? Do you hear yourself in any of their music?
Sometimes. I mean, the Skids are, you know, our protege, I guess. You know, they're local guys and our best friends, and, you know, they came out from under our wing kind of thing. We took them out to open for us, and it's nice to see, you know, and it's good to be such friends with those kind of guys, you know.
He's like the dark side of you a bit, isn't he, Sebastian?
Sebastian, he's the dark side of a lot of people.
All right, can you throw to the next one?
Yeah.
Your next pick-it favourite?
Okay. Let's see. This is Lay Your Hands on Me. This one was filmed in Washington and Portland and all the way up the west coast of America, all the way up to Vancouver. But it was absolutely a little bit of what touring with this organization is all about. Well, the soundtrack is called absolutely the Young Guns 2 soundtrack. That's the cover of the album, is the cast of the movie. But we're going to title the album Blaze of Glory after the first single.
Were you listening to anything different just before the album itself? Like,
yeah, to influence it, you know, because my writing had to be in the parameters of this cowboy movie. I was listening to things from Hank Williams to bad companies like Running with the Pack, or I found myself listening to a lot of Bob Dylan.
Blood on the Tracks.
Yeah, things like Blood on the Tracks, or even all the way up to Oh Mercy, which I thought was great. It was a great influence. Allman Brothers, I found myself listening to. And the production qualities I went for were nothing like a Bon Jovi record. They were more in the Don Gaiman or Danny Korchmar, or, you know, that style of production, Neil Dorfman's Dire Straits records, that kind of thing. It's completely different.
Sorry. Is it weird not having Richie to play guitar for you on these, like to get in studio musicians?
No. I mean, you know, short of playing with my own guys, I mean, why not play with Elton John and Jeff Beck? And, you know, there was really, it was different. I can't say it was better or worse, but it was different, and that was what made it exciting.
Did you get any inspiration from working with different people for once?
Yeah, I mean, it really drove me to get this record done and to make it feel good. And, you know, the predictability of playing with the same guys year after year, record after record, I don't want to say that it gets stale, but it's predictable. You know what to expect in the studio. With these guys, I had to go in and truly be a record producer. You know, and it was good.
Yeah. And so what's going to happen with Bon Jovi now? Have you got sort of tours organised, or is there any thoughts?
No, there's no plans to do an album in the immediate future. Next year we anticipate it. But we're going to do a Far Eastern tour beginning New Year's Eve this year. Not to Australia, but through the Far East, places that we missed on the last tour. And we're going to tour for a month.
Yeah, so that's a nice short one after the long hard grind of...
Yeah, you don't even take clothes for that.
Fear and Loathing on the campaign trail. All right, on to your second last pick-hit favourite of your back catalogue.
Here it is. This is the one that started the Jersey album off. This was shot in Los Angeles, and nobody could figure out why we called it an album New Jersey and shot videos in Los Angeles. It caused a lot of heat on this side of the world. But it's called Bad Medicine. It comes
to me to ask you what you think of Australian music.
It's been great. You know, I think there's some great bands coming out of there, and have come out of there in the past. I'm a big Olivia Newton-John fan. Now, Jimmy Barnes, of course, is a powerhouse singer, and there's... of course, AC/DC was from there, and
were they big influences on you?
Well, you know, somewhat. You know, I think they're a great live band. You know, and just that driving rhythm that the Young Brothers have always had. So there's a lot of great things, and Mushroom's taken a lot of time to break acts out of there.
Yeah, it's been good. Adelaide's like the Jersey of Australia with Carl Chisel and the Angels.
Yeah.
It's sort of a similar thing. Look, we'll go from your Australian influences to the one that broke you in Australia, perhaps. Living on a Prayer is your pick hit one. In the meantime, I'll just get you to I'll just show the Countdown Revolution pick hit line.
Call this number.
Yeah. Tonight, if you're into picking one, there we are.
Somebody's
People are already
calling.
ringing.
Call us right now, 008-032-338 on the pick hit line. Vote for your favorite video. Get it played here.
Do you want to take it away with your pick hit one?
Yeah, then this is Living on a Prayer. This is the one for me that helped us break in Australia, and thanks to you, it did. We'll see you again real soon. Thanks a lot for watching.